Today our topic is the best Stoic books for beginners. Stoicism is an ancient philosophy that teaches us how to live a good life, how to handle challenges, and how to find peace in a world full of chaos. It is not just a set of ideas, but a practical guide for everyday living. For beginners, the best way to start learning about Stoicism is through books. These books can help you understand the core principles of Stoicism and how to apply them in your life. Let me introduce you to some of the best Stoic books for beginners. The first book is Meditations by Marcus Aurelius. Marcus Aurelius was a Roman emperor, and his book Meditations is one of the most famous Stoic texts. It is a collection of his personal writings, where he reflects on life, virtue, and how to stay calm in difficult situations. What makes this book special is that it was not written for others to read. It was a private journal, a way for Marcus Aurelius to remind himself of the Stoic principles he wanted to live by. This makes the book feel very personal and honest. When you read it, you feel like you are having a conversation with a wise friend who is sharing his struggles and how he overcomes them. The language is simple and direct, which makes it easy to understand even for beginners. Some of the key lessons from Meditations include the importance of focusing on what you can control, accepting what you cannot change, and living in the present moment. These are fundamental Stoic ideas that can help you deal with stress, anxiety, and uncertainty in your own life. The second book is Letters from a Stoic by Seneca. Seneca was a Roman philosopher and a tutor to the Emperor Nero. His letters to his friend Lucilius are full of practical advice on how to live a good life. These letters cover a wide range of topics, from dealing with anger and grief to finding happiness and contentment. What makes Seneca's writing so powerful is his ability to connect with the reader. He does not speak as a distant philosopher, but as someone who understands the challenges of everyday life. His advice is always grounded in real-world situations, which makes it easy to apply to your own life. One of the key themes in Seneca's letters is the idea that true happiness comes from within. He argues that we should not depend on external things like wealth, fame, or power for our happiness. Instead, we should focus on developing our inner virtues, such as wisdom, courage, and self-control. This is a central idea in Stoicism, and Seneca's letters provide a clear and practical guide on how to live by this principle. Third book is Discourses and Selected Writings by Epictetus. Epictetus was a former slave who became one of the most influential Stoic philosophers. His teachings were recorded by his student Irvine in a series of lectures known as the Discourses. These lectures are full of practical advice on how to live a virtuous life and how to deal with the challenges that come our way. One of the key ideas in Epictetus's teachings is the distinction between what is in our control and what is not. He argues that we should focus our energy on the things we can control, such as our thoughts, actions, and attitudes, and accept the things we cannot control, such as other people's opinions or external events. This idea is at the heart of Stoicism, and Epictetus's teachings provide a clear and practical guide on how to apply it in our daily lives. Another important theme in Epictetus's teachings is the idea that we should not be attached to external things. He argues that our happiness should not depend on things like wealth, status, or material possessions. Instead, we should focus on developing our inner virtues and living in accordance with nature. This is a challenging idea, but Epictetus's teachings provide a clear and practical guide on how to live by this principle. The fourth book is the Daily Stoic by Irvine and Stephen Hanselman. This book is a modern introduction to Stoicism, designed to help you apply Stoic principles in your daily life. It is structured as a daily devotional with 366 short passages from Stoic philosophers, followed by a brief commentary and a question for reflection. What makes the Daily Stoic so useful is its practicality. Each day, you are given a small piece of Stoic wisdom to reflect on, along with a question that helps you apply that wisdom to your own life. This makes it easy to incorporate Stoic practices into your daily routine, even if you only have a few minutes each day. The book covers a wide range of topics, from dealing with stress and anxiety to finding purpose and meaning in life. The authors have done an excellent job of selecting passages that are relevant to modern readers, making Stoic philosophy accessible and applicable to everyday life. The fifth book is How to Be a Stoic by Massimo Pigliucci. This book is a modern guide to Stoicism, written by a philosopher who has studied and practiced Stoicism for many years. Pigliucci provides a clear and concise introduction to the core principles of Stoicism, along with practical advice on how to apply them in your daily life. One of the key themes in How to Be a Stoic is the idea that Stoicism is not just a theoretical philosophy, but a way of life. Pigliucci emphasizes the importance of practicing Stoic principles in real-world situations, such as dealing with difficult people, facing challenges, and finding happiness. He also provides practical exercises and techniques for developing Stoic virtues, such as mindfulness, self-discipline, and resilience. Another important theme in the book is the idea that Stoicism is compatible with modern science and psychology. Pigliucci argues that many of the principles of Stoicism, such as the importance of focusing on what you can control and the benefits of mindfulness, are supported by scientific research. This makes Stoicism not just an ancient philosophy, but a modern and practical approach to living a good life. The sixth book is a guide to the good life. The Ancient Art of Stoic Joy by William B. Irvine. This book is a modern introduction to Stoicism, written by a philosopher who has studied and practiced Stoicism for many years. Irvine provides a clear and engaging introduction to the core principles of Stoicism, along with practical advice on how to apply them in your daily life. One of the key themes in A Guide to the Good Life is the idea that Stoicism is not just about enduring hardship, but about finding joy and contentment in life. Irvine argues that Stoicism can help us achieve a state of tranquility and happiness, even in the face of adversity. He provides practical techniques for developing Stoic virtues, such as negative visualization, where you imagine the worst-case scenario to prepare yourself for challenges, and voluntary discomfort, where you intentionally put yourself in uncomfortable situations to build resilience. Another important theme in the book is the idea that Stoicism is a practical philosophy that can be applied to modern life. Irvine provides examples of how Stoic principles can help us deal with everyday challenges, such as dealing with difficult people, facing failure, and finding meaning in life. He also discusses how Stoicism can help us achieve long-term goals, such as building strong relationships, pursuing a meaningful career, and living a fulfilling life. The seventh book is Stoicism and the Art of Happiness by Donald Robertson. This book is a practical guide to Stoicism, written by a psychotherapist who has studied and practiced Stoicism for many years. Robertson provides a clear and engaging introduction to the core principles of Stoicism, along with practical exercises and techniques for applying them in your daily life. One of the key themes in Stoicism and the Art of Happiness is the idea that Stoicism is a practical philosophy that can help us achieve emotional resilience and inner peace. Robertson provides practical techniques for developing Stoic virtues, such as mindfulness, self-discipline, and resilience. He also discusses how Stoicism can help us deal with modern challenges, such as stress, anxiety, and depression. Another important theme in the book is the idea that Stoicism is compatible with modern psychology and cognitive behavioral therapy, CBT. Robertson argues that many of the principles of Stoicism, such as the importance of focusing on what you can control and the benefits of mindfulness, are supported by scientific research. This makes Stoicism not just an ancient philosophy, but a modern and practical approach to living a good life. In conclusion, these are some of the best Stoic books for beginners. Each of these books provides a clear and practical introduction to Stoicism, along with techniques and exercises for applying Stoic principles in your daily life. Whether you are looking for ancient wisdom or modern advice, these books can help you develop the resilience, inner peace, and happiness that Stoicism promises. Remember, Stoicism is not just a philosophy to be studied, but a way of life to be practiced. So, pick up one of these books, start reading, and begin your journey toward a more Stoic life.